Hi, Albie. Hope you're having a great day today. Here's your video lesson. So here are two things I want to talk about. I'll talk about those two things. And if you have questions at the end or when we look at anything, have your mom shoot me over a message and I'll be happy to answer. So cool, let's get to it. So point number one, we're going to go over the bar chord preps, the mini bar preps. After someone can do their open chords, right, as you can do, and who starts talking about power chords with me, while we're doing power chords, we're going to start preparations for the next technical ability, which are bar chords. Now these things are tough in and of themselves, right? Right? Those aren't the easiest things in the world. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a lot of preparation exercises to make sure when we're ready to start that chapter, your hand's already ready to do that skill. So the way to start this is with the mini bar. It looks like this. So I'm going to show you first, and then I'll talk about how to set it up, and then how it applies to what we're going to be doing. So what we're going to do is this technique right here is called a mini bar, B-A-R-R-E. And what that means is that we're going to fret two or more strings at the same time. In this case, we're going to fret only two strings because we're going to start. And what it's going to look like is this. Right? That's that skill right there. And what we're going to do to set that up is do what's called the pyramid finger, right? So we want a nice steep pyramid. We're going to hyperextend our tip joint. So we're going to take our forefinger and our thumb, and we're going to make a nice steep pointer finger, right? So see right here, I'm taking my pointer finger. We don't want a shallow pyramid. We want a nice steep one. And see, I've hyperextended that tip joint right there. I got this popping up, and you see I'm making contact with my thumb right here. What you're going to do is you're going to bring that around. The most important part of this is actually the thumb. Right? Proper thumb placement will determine whether or not you're successful in doing this. If I put my thumb on the back of the neck way too high, right, that is a technique that we'll use later on, but we're not going to start there. If your thumb is too low, get your wrist shooting out here. We don't want that either. What we want is we want to have that hyperextended tip joint. We're going to bring that around to the front of the guitar, and we're going to have the thumb right about, I'm actually making contact, now you can see my thumb sticking up here, but I'm actually making contact right about that halfway point on the back of the neck on this guitar, and because the guitar might be a bit higher. So I have my thumb on the back of the neck. I am pointing at myself, so I have that flat finger. I am hyperextending my tip joint a little bit, right? It's not super hyperextended, it's just a little bit, right? Because we have hyperextension and we have flexion. So hyperextension and then flexion. So we want that kind of not quite flat, but just a tiny bit hyperextended, right? Just like that right there. It's just the tiniest bit hyperextended. See, I'm not like super like this. It's just a little bit. My thumb on the back of the neck. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to point at myself, right? So if I put a laser pointer on the tip of my finger, it's going to point back to my face. So I don't want to be straight up and down like this quite yet, just like this right here, pointing back at myself. I'm on the pad of the finger, so I'm not on the tip of the finger, I'm on the pad of my finger right here. I got that right there. You know you got it right if you have a small little space back here. If you have too much of this, right, that's Hendrix technique. That's right, that's a different skill. That's a more intermediate to beginner advanced technique. So here like this. And all we're going to do is practice just getting that off and on. We're going to be here at A minor pentatonic position right here. Box 1 on strings 3 and 2. So hyperextended tip joint, got a little bit of space. My thumb is kind of on that middle back part right there. You can see it poking just a little bit over the top. I'm making contact on the middle part of the back of the neck. And then I take my pick and play string 3 and then 2. You want a little bit of gap between your first and second finger. That's the way we can do that sort of thing. Right, so we got pointing back at yourself, a little bit of space, right, and a gap between the first and second finger. You don't want to do this right here. Keep a gap. It's a little tricky at first, but once you get down, you're good. Right, pick string 3 and 2, drop the hand, bring it back up again, see if you can do the same thing. The first while that you're doing this, you're going to have to really think about all the steps that you have to do with this. If you just try to throw it on there and try, okay, I'm good, right, you're going to make a silly mistake. So go through the checklist, pyramid finger, bring it up to the guitar, thumb on the back of the neck, right? Do I have a little bit of a gap here? Am I pointing at myself? Ask yourself these questions. It's the students who just rush through and go, okay, yeah, I got it, right? Yeah, it's this right here, right? And then those students are doing funny things, and then we got to spend time undoing things that they did during the week. So let's not do that. So point it back at myself, pick string 3, 2, drop the hand, go through your checklist. So start that process right there. Like I said, I got like a ton of bar chord drills and exercises just because it's such a challenging technique. If you had asked me what the hardest static left hand technique, trying to put a bar down is up there. I mean, all kinds of exercises, right? To develop strength in that first finger, independence in the first finger, right? Right? All kinds of drills that I have that we'll go over. So work on that. And then number 2 is Oklahoma Smoke Show, the Zach Bryan tune. This is gonna be the intro. This is the power chord version of the song. I think you remember last time we talked about right? So that's the power chord version of the tune, and I'm gonna do the power chord intro version for the song. Like the way he plays it, I think it's something like that. But we're gonna do the power chord version. What we're gonna do, we're gonna get into a G5 power chord, right? And we're gonna add that octave here. So we're gonna have that pinky, and we're gonna take the pinky and we're gonna place it right here on the 4th string, 5th fret. So it's gonna go directly under your ring finger. It looks like this. So power chord, partial power chord, and I take that pinky and I put it right underneath the ring finger right there on the same fret on the 4th string. These two are best friends forever, so you can see them bunched up like this. Right? What you're gonna do is you're gonna pick that, right? And the pick pattern is this: 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. It's an extremely popular way of breaking up a regular 4/4 strum pattern. Uh-oh, where'd my pick go? It's on the floor somewhere. Uh-oh, one take. Let's do another one. Oh, there's. Cool. So with this one, the pick pattern, to review that one more time, is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. You want to clap that, and this is, like I said, this is extremely popular pattern that you see through like rock, country, metal, all kinds of genres will do this pick pattern. It's a great way of breaking up 4/4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and make it more interesting. So I have that power chord, and I'm gonna pick string 6, 5, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And that twice. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I'm gonna go to C5 right here. It's a root 5 power chord. Still using that pinky right there underneath the 3rd finger. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. Good twice. I'm gonna go to an E minor chord and do the same exact thing, just times 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then to a D strum. Now he does a little fancy. He has a little fancy fill there. I can't quite remember exactly. It's just something along those lines. Something like that. But we'll just do a single strum run D for today, so we get the timing and the spacing of the chords correct. So slowly, it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. The second time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. C5. E minor times 1. And then up to speed, which we'll do later. So do this slow first. Don't try to go fast, but this is it up to speed. This is the verse. Would that be a good teaching point there? Half bar there. We'll talk about that on next week. Cool, man. Like I said, go slow, and then what we'll talk about next time is how to get it faster and up to the speed of the recording. Cool, work on those 2 things for me. Do your note reading as well. Make sure to keep up on your HAL book, and we'll talk more next time. Take care.